This is how you make a chart, X bar chart or an R chart using Excel. I'm using the data from 6.7, the supplement to Chapter 6, the supplemental chapter. In the earlier video we showed you how to calculate the X bar and to use that to create the upper control limit for the X bar chart and the lower control limit. And then the R bar and the upper control limit for R and the lower control limit for R. So look at the earlier video to calculate these control limits. To create a chart in Excel, what we want to do is basically plot these sample averages, and then you could go back and then draw the upper control limit and a lower control limit on the X bar chart and the X bar. And you could do the same for the range. We could plot these points and then draw these lines and look for points that are either above the upper control limit or lower control limit. I find it easier to let Excel draw the line, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give Excel several points and then ask it to connect those points and draw a line. So let's start with the R chart. I think the easiest way to do it is to simply replicate. So I'm going to, this is the X bar line here, this number here, that's the average of the averages. I'm going to type it in because I want to copy that down. This will become apparent when we actually do the chart. So actually that's one more than I need, so I'm going to delete that. Basically I'm going to plot these points, and so I want to be able to draw a line through these points that is just as long as the data that we'll be plotting. And so I'm going to do that for the upper control limit. So that was 156.539. We'll just carry it out to 3 digits. And then I'm going to copy that down. Once again, that was from the earlier video where we calculated the upper control limit. And then we're going to do the lower control limit, this 153.78. So 153.78. And we'll copy that one down. While I am here, I might as well go ahead and put everything in place for the R bar chart as well. So once again, we're going to plot these ranges, and we need to know what the R bar is and the upper control limit for the R chart and the lower control limit for the R chart. So 4.48, and we will copy that down. And then the upper control limit 7.960, and copy that one down. And then the 0.999, and we'll copy that one down. Now I can go ahead and label these just so we have that. This is the X bar. This is the upper control limit of the X bar, and this is the lower control limit of the X bar. This is R bar, and this is the upper control limit of R, and this is the lower control limit of R. So let's do our chart now. So we're going to take the mean. These are the points we want to plot, and then we're going to hold down the control key or the command key if you're using Apple, and we're going to highlight the X bar, the upper control limit, and the lower control limit. And we're going to actually have it do a line chart. So you're going to go and you're going to insert a chart if you're using Excel. Otherwise, we go to charts on the Apple, and we're going to do a line. And we actually want to do the marker line. And so what we have here is the formation of that. Now I'm going to delete the legend. We don't need the legend here. That'll allow us a little bit more room. Let's try to make it a little bit bigger here. There's what I want. And then it's just a matter of selecting these data series and reformatting them. So these are the data points that we want to plot. So we're going to take those. I'm going to do a right click, go to Format Data Series. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the line. So I'm going to say that I don't want any line. And so what you'll see is it just leaves the data points. So that's this range here. These I'm going to change, so I'm going to go and click on those. And here I want to leave the line, but I want to change the color of the line. So I'm going to change the color of the line to red. In Apple, they have both the marker fill and the marker line. And the PC version of Excel, you can just tell it to have no markers, which is kind of nice. Here I have to turn off both of those, no fill and no line, and you'll see what I get here. So I get a nice straight line there, which is nice. I'll go down and do the same thing here to that one. So I'm going to turn off the marker line, no line. I'm going to turn off the fill, no fill, and we'll change the color of the line to red. And OK. For this one, usually you change this to a dash line. So format the data series, and we are going to take this marker line. We are actually going to I want to turn off the marker line, so no line, and the marker fill, no fill. So the markers don't show up. The line, I actually want to switch it to a dashed line. I'm trying to find here's the style I want. Let's just change that to a dashed line. Hit OK. Go back here. Let's make sure we got the color we want, red. Hit OK. And there you have it. So you have a very nice looking chart. You can see that we exceeded day 1, our sample, day 2, day 3. It looks like the only sample that was within our upper control limit and lower control limit was day 4 is the only one that. So this system is definitely out of control. You could add a title to this chart here very easily by going to Chart Layout or in the Microsoft for the PC. It'll have that there, and so this we would call X bar chart. And we're going to do the range very much the same way. So to do the range chart, now I'm going to focus on here's the ranges we want to plot, and then we're going to get Excel to actually draw these lines for us. And so once again, charts, insert, we want to do a mark line. There we have the formation of it. It looks like we were okay on our ranges, much more so than our means. And so once again, we would turn off this line. We don't want any line here. So we just have the plotted points, and then for the upper control limit, you see that it basically just put these points and drew a line between those. And so we just want to leave the line there. We don't need it to see the points, and so once again you have to I guess we could just do no marker. Maybe that'll take care of it. Let's click and see. Yep, there it goes. It just turned it off. That's probably the better way to do it. Now that I'm thinking, I'm going to go back here and see if that marker style, if we just put no marker, it will just erase the marker. Yeah, that is the better way to do it in the Apple version. It's a little bit cleaner in the PC version of Microsoft Excel. So we can just tell it to not have any marker, because we just want the lines. We need to plot the points and have it draw the line. So we can go back here. One last thing we need to do is change the line. We want to change the color of that to red. Click OK. This one, format the data series. Since this is the R bar, we're going to change it to red, but we're also going to change it to a dashed line, and we will tell it that we don't want any markers, no markers. And the last one here, we will format that one. So no markers, and the line we will switch to red. And then we can get rid of the legend here. So delete that. And this one, we'll add the chart title. This is our R chart. Now for the other, for the P chart and the C chart, you would graph it the same way. Like I said, you could have easily just plotted the points, the X bar or the R's, and then I could have gone in and inserted a line at 7.96 if I was doing the range chart, and 0.99 for this, and then a dash line here at 4.48. But I think it's easier to get Excel to draw the lines because then we know that it's exactly where it needs to be in regards to this scale and how it's done. And so either way is acceptable. You could plot the points and then draw the lines, or you can do it like this where you can get Excel to draw lines for you. But of course with the P chart and C chart, you would only have the one chart. With this type of data, continuous data, you have to do both the X bar and the R chart. Well, that's it.